All right,
Right.
peace and blessings, everybody who was in this. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad intro. Peace and blessings, everybody. So I am here with the financial conspirator. Uh, he can introduce himself, but I am Rahkim, Y3 Kim on Instagram, crypto investor, precious metals investor, and I you know what I'm saying, dabble, not dabble, hydroponic gardener. Uh, yeah, we are some, what I'm saying, young men about to talk about some macroeconomics, but I'm gonna let the financial conspirator introduce himself.
Oh, we are here. I am the financial conspirator, your host through everything financials and conspiracies, coming at you live with the brother Rahkim. What?
Rakim.
What?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I'm so blessed to be here, bro. Rakim. We know it. Blessed, brother. Thank you for having me on your channel. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem. We had a good, you know what I'm saying, smooth beginning talk on his channel. I'll get the footage and film of that. We was going pretty deep, you know what I'm saying? Pretty deep into some talk that a lot of people can't even comprehend or understand what this type of stuff even means for the world, for the economy, for everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna go into that again, um, and we're gonna start off with the crypto market cap, the Bitcoin market cap, and everything, Bitcoin dominance, and yeah, let's get right to it. So I know financial conspirator is
Wait, so I get
really.
a lot of.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Oh, all right. So I
I'm
was
lagging over here. You're good.
my guy is a crazy technical analysis. You know what I'm saying? I can't do the TA that he can do, but um, as you can see, we in what is this November of 2021, we was at total crypto market cap. We was at a 2.8 trillion dollar market cap, almost $3 trillion into the crypto
Mm.
world, crypto market. And now in July 10th of 2020, we are sitting at a 900, or really no, a $933 million market cap. So that's $2 trillion trimmed off of the entire crypto market cap. And it is, the reason being is because the Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates. So if you don't know what interest rates are, it's
Mm-hmm.
basically the interest rate that is on loans, like the ability to borrow money, or the interest rate on money borrowed. So now that they're raising interest rates, they're making it more expensive to borrow money. And the people that do borrow money when interest rates are low, they do a lot of investing into assets. So now that the cost to borrow money is more expensive, less people are borrowing money to invest in assets, and they've been pulling their money out because it causes assets to go down in a higher interest rate environment. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of DMs all the time. People asking me, "Is it too late? Is Bitcoin going to 10K? It's way too late for me to invest. Should I wait?" People, these are the same people that were asking me when prices were at 50,000 if they were too late. Price is ever going to go back down? Am I ever going to get back to 20K? Could I ever buy at 20K again? If do you see us dropping down to 30? What's a dip I should buy? And when we're here at this situation now, people are asking the same questions. Even if we fall to 10K, are you guys still going to be asking, should I buy the dip? Should I wait? It's just, I think it's just a matter of committing, and people find it hard to commit long term because when you invest in Bitcoin, that money is gone. It's digital. It's you can no longer see it, feel it, touch it, unless you have one of these hard wallets, and that doesn't really even count to some people. So I think it's just a big mental block, and people in the crypto space talk about overtaking gold. So that's a 10, $12 trillion market cap. We're 900 billion. Do you really think we're too late? We're not even a trillion anymore. And we want to overtake gold as a $12 trillion market cap, as a store of value, as a currency. So I think it's just a matter of patience and understanding what you're investing in.
Yeah, that's a fact. Also, you bring up the point of gold is a 10 to 12 trillion dollar market cap industry in the world, and cryptocurrency, as we just said, is a nine at is sitting at $933 billion, $35 billion market cap, as we can see right here. So, for people, honestly, I hold the same type of stance as he does as well in terms of us being early, because the stock market is like a $65 trillion market cap plus. Like, that's just a
Mm.
number that I threw out, the last number that I've seen, but it may be more than that. So in terms of cryptocurrency, and when you understand what this market is, and understanding that these cryptocurrencies are, they are networks of technology. They're technology networks. A lot of people, I saw the brother Ian Dunlap say, uh, Bitcoin won't replace the dollar because it is valued and denominated in dollars, like the value of it. And I can understand
Mm.
that, and I kind of I agree with that, because we are just, this is technology that is being valued at. It's no different than, let's say, a artist, or some type of art being put out, and people have some sort of sentimental value towards that art. Well, with this technology, or even like in a phone or something like that, this phone does something, and people see that phone as some sort of value. So the price of the phone could fluctuate, but it's about what these networks and what this technology can do that makes it valuable. And um yeah, honestly, I don't really see Bitcoin replacing the dollar as a value, or as like a medium of exchange, but it's an indicator of the value of the dollar. So if Bitcoin is up and the dollar is down, if we're seeing that inverse effect, I think it's an indicator of the strength of how strong the US dollar is. Because as we can see right now on the DXY chart, the dollar is very high, but now we got cryptocurrencies
Hmm.
like Bitcoin at some of their lows in the past years. So yeah, I share that same sentiment as well. Like, anybody who gets in now,
And I don't want people to get discouraged.
yeah,
Yeah, they shouldn't get discouraged by that it won't replace the dollar, because even being an alternative payment system is enough. There's, I think, 50 trillion in the real estate market. There's 100 something trillion in stock market, 12 trillion in gold. How many trillions in bonds? How many trillions in debt, and people buying back debt? Like, there's so much money out there that you don't have to replace the dollar to get a 10, 15, 20, like long term 20x return in the space. It's, you don't have to replace the dollar. You can be an alternative payment system and still be enough. We are still early. Like, this is 1996 Amazon right
yeah,
now, and that's coming from the Rockefellers.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Who, we know those type of people, their pull on industry and things like that, and the type of money that they hold, it's honestly insane. And yeah, I think exactly what you said. Like, this is also a new market. Like, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency to solve what is called the double spending problem, where you don't send two of the same
Mhm.
types of cryptocurrency in one transaction, basically creating this like money printing type of thing, like a Dogecoin. But you know what I'm saying? So this, and Bitcoin came out, the white paper came out for it in '08, and the first Bitcoin was mined in 2009. So we're about 13 years into this whole space of technology really growing and building. That's, we're looking at a 13-year-old market. Think
Yep.
about it. If you were 13 years old, you're a early teenager. You're just becoming a teenager. So as this market grows and expands, and that
Competing
level
with
of tech
gold.
show, yeah, as the level of technology starts to show, the market cap could really get up there past. It can get up there past gold, just because of how limited the trade is of gold, because of how heavy it is. I
Hmm.
definitely see it becoming
Hmm.
getting past the gold market cap.
Yeah, you have to have security enforcing your gold. You have to have it locked up in a place where no one else can get it, and then you have to verify that it's real gold. You have to get someone to come and verify that it's not fool's gold or some other type of metal. There's a lot of things that Bitcoin exceeds gold at. It's instantly verifiable. You can send it across the world in less than 10 minutes, depending on how many transaction fees you pay. And the transaction fees are usually less than $10. I've seen crypto movements of billions of dollars, and the transaction fee is like 525 or some ridiculous number like that. So it surpassing gold will be a huge milestone, but I think that's just one step, literally just one step along its path. It'll be a big step, but that's just one. It's got a lot
Yeah,
more room to go.
yeah, and like you said, also like cryptocurrency, the value isn't necessarily in the coins, because you got to understand these coins are sitting on top of a network. The network, blockchain networks, is where the real value is. The ability to send things, and then the blockchain network verifying that it was sent to where it had to go. So, and also verifying that this specific amount of coins, like people don't understand the ownership factor of these coins. Like, if I own like 1 million Bitcoin, I own that. That's mine. Nobody else has rights to those Bitcoins. If I send it to somebody else
Mm,
has rights over those 1 million Bitcoins. It is now transferred to them, and I no longer have possession of them. So that's something to also consider. The value in blockchain technology is what I feel like people should start looking at more, and not just looking at the coins and things like that. The coins do play a factor in like the price and like the supply of the
mhm.
coins and things like that, but the real value is in the blockchain technology. So
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
saying this for a while. People should be focused on Bitcoin right now. They should not be focused on the next metaverse play or the next NFT. You should be focused on getting a half a coin, 25th of a Bitcoin, a whole coin. This is the time to be focused on sound money. This is not the time to
yeah,
be what's it called, speculating, right? And you talk about non Bitcoin being inconfiscatable. If we go back to the 1970s and the 1930s, one, the government made it illegal to own gold, and then two, they came door to door and they said, "You're gonna give me your gold, or you're gonna get shot. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get this gold. Here's a little note of what you had." They once they
yeah,
took everyone's gold, they then devalued the price because they have the entire supply. So now they have the whole supply. They devalued the gold and gave you a note, a piece of paper that you couldn't even redeem for your gold anymore. It was just a piece of paper, and that piece of paper used to be backed by your gold. And then they made it even worse. They said this piece of paper isn't even backed by gold anymore, or the amount of gold that it's backed by isn't 1 to 1. So now when
and,
you go to the bank, you put in $100, they can take that $99 or $90, whatever the rate is, send it to someone else, invest it, flip it, whatever they want to do with it. It's a complete
it's
shamble
a
of a system.
Ponzi scheme type of system now, but they switched the wordplay on the dollars. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, now
Mm-hmm.
these are notes, these are debt notes that we now carry, these cash holdings that now.
Yep.
So when you switched over from the wording of being, hey, redeemable for so and so amount of silver or gold using dollars, and then they started printing different types of paper with different languages on them. So now you change the wordplay in the language, and in the court of law, a person really can't even redeem
Mm.
their gold. Or if a person takes it to the court of law and they look at their paper and it doesn't say redeemable for such and such anymore, the government doesn't have to give you anything, because it now says it's a Federal Reserve note now. It's not a redeemable ticket,
Yep.
redeemable token. So that's something to consider as well. But my thing is, I want to stay diversified within it all. Whether it's Bitcoin, crypto, Bitcoin, gold, stocks, any of it, all forms of ownership. I feel like
Yeah.
everybody
There's a
should.
time for everything.
Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah,
forms
there's
of
a time for
exchange.
everything. There's a time for you to own dollars. Yep, exactly. There's a time
And
for you to own
also,
dollars. There's a time for you to own gold.
yeah, and swaying into a different topic as well. I got this video by a very intelligent economist, George Gammon. I don't know if you're familiar with George Gammon, but to me, he's real sharp with his information. Let me see. Let's see. Uh, where is this? The video of the minister. I want to bring up a lot of these videos as well.
America.
All right, this. Oh my goodness, my computer.
It's the technical difficulties, folks. And when we talk about the Federal Reserve, the funniest part is they're not federal and they have no reserves, people. They are not federal, meaning they're not a part of any government. The United States government, we cannot vote on any of the policies that they make. Okay, that they are not federal. They are not sanctioned. They are not regulated. They do what they want to do. They print what they print. All right, and they're gonna do that regardless. And they have no reserves. If you go to Fort Knox, I bet you it ain't no gold in that mug. Like I 98% sure these folks don't got no gold because they've outsourced. They've outsourced. When you have to fund a war for 20 years, okay, we're talking about Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria. When you have this costs money, and when you're printing money and you have to do all this trade with these different countries, this is costly. When they print this money, they are not just printing money; they are debasing the entire value of the system that we run on. Everything that you work for is being devalued with every stimulus check, every check to Ukraine. They are printing money out of thin air. And this is what they'll continue to do. Who's going to stop them? You know, who's going to stop them? But with Bitcoin, you cannot take my coins. You cannot take, confiscate my coins. The military, the military can come and show up. They're not taking my coins. They're not going to get the 24 word phrase. All right, I'm not letting them get it. Now, if the military shows up and you've got gold, well, how are you going to hide it? It's gold. I mean, how are you going to move fast if you have $1 million? If your net worth is in gold, you have $1 million, and the United States, the United Nations, is coming around door to door taking everyone's gold. How are you going to hide $1 million worth of gold in your house? Okay.
Yeah. Um, I had some technical difficulties going on, so but we back. Yeah, I know he was just spitting good knowledge to y'all while I
Oh, we
was
back.
my, you know what I'm saying, my technical. So I found out what I can't do.
You know it, brother.
I found out what I can't do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we back
You
on here.
send it to me on Discord. Maybe I can play it on
Uh, okay.
send me the video on Discord. Maybe I can play it from my screen.
Um,
Last night I gotta.
yeah, definitely. And I have it on here. Like this description of assets and ownership and real wealth, because all of this stuff too is like, storing wealth and holding wealth for your family and things like that, and having ownership, things that you can
Mhm.
pass down beyond when you're dead, are tools of just being sustainable over a period of time. So this video right here is a great depiction. I'm actually sending it to your Instagram because this is the first option that I see. So let's see if it'll allow me to send it to your Instagram. Um, that's actually crazy how every time I click a file on my computer, my computer just starts yelling.
No, it was not
Okay,
liking that. I don't know what that was.
exactly.
Microsoft.
Okay, let's do it this way.
We talked about the real estate market and all that, but we haven't even discussed the banks, right? The banks, the investment firms, the home offices, the family offices, like
Yeah,
the 401ks, the 401ks, okay? There's so many trillions to be had. Like if every, every bank put 1% into Bitcoin, the I saw somewhere it would immediately shoot the price up to 100,000. Like 1%. Like if all we need is 1%, and we would see ridiculous returns. The amount of world adoption that we have right now is less than 10%. So we're just scraping the barrel.
along with the world adoption of cryptocurrency in general is only 4% of the entire population. So we're looking at almost $1 trillion market cap in the cryptocurrency space. And more people start seeing and understanding the value of the technology, we'll have more and more people coming into a system and adding in liquidity, which is just cash money, into a system and into an investment class that if you're in right now, it kind of doesn't really even matter what. Now it does matter what crypto you're invested in, because a lot of different cryptocurrencies will end up facing regulation standards and things of that nature. So if you're just in right now in the cryptocurrency space right now, you are in prime position for great gains in this technology sector, which is also, I made a video on the fourth industrial revolution. These cryptocurrencies are a part of this growing fourth industrial revolution that nobody will tell you about. Nobody will tell you that we're living in a time of another industrial revolution. You know, like the average person
Mm-hmm.
talks to them, they don't know about the
Mm-hmm.
fourth industrial revolution. And it makes me think that the people of the past industrial revolutions know that they were in one, you know, and then once they start seeing
Mm-hmm.
jobs being taken by different or higher technologies and things of that nature, then they started to notice, and then they started to realize, hey, uh, times is different now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Yep.
right now is just a time for where we can get in a position for later having greater gains and increasing our um, ownership positions, I would say. But I actually sent it to you on Discord, but now since I sent it to you, I have my Discord on my computer. Um, this clip of
Word.
George Gammon and his take on, I believe I just sent it to your Discord. Oh wait, there it is. Your files are too powerful. Okay,
In the DMs.
never. Yeah. Um, 1 second. It said that this economic clip was too powerful. He was going to drop too many gems. Um, let's see.
Oh, don't tell me they murdered him.
No, hold on 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can go to the exact point on YouTube of where I recorded it. Of where I recorded this
Oh
clip
yeah,
from.
I was
But
just gonna say maybe you can find it on YouTube.
yeah. Let me add to the stream again. Like this. All right. So I'm going to go to library. where was it? Where was it? This right here. This video right here. And I'll pause it for a second.
Will the 2020s
so I can get the exact moment. Okay, I believe it was around. Okay, there it is. Yep. Okay, so in this clip, he was talking about the what is wealth really, you know, and not just um, you know, cash value, monetary value, and things like that. Things that we really need is really what the wealth is. So he's going to go over these two effects in a inflationary depression and a deflationary depression in two different time periods in history, and how we could potentially go through those same things in the time that we are living in right now. So can you see this YouTube video right now?
Yes, sir. Everything is clear.
All right, bet.
so the average Joe and Jane goes down even further. Now I want to go back to this question of what is wealth, because it's very difficult for people to get their heads around. It's not green pieces of paper or currency units. We saw that in communist Russia back in the 1950s and 1960s, where they had plenty of money, but they still had to wait in line 4 hours just to buy a loaf of bread. So they had plenty of currency units, but no stuff to buy. Therefore, by definition, they were poor. So now let's look at the 1930s through that lens. So there might have been stuff to buy, but people didn't have any money, but the net result was still the same. And that is people don't have access to a lot of stuff. This is really why the Great Depression was bad. Again, it's not necessarily because people didn't have money. It's they didn't have access to a lot of stuff because they didn't have money. But the Russians didn't have access to a lot of stuff, although they had money, because there wasn't any stuff to have access to. So the net result is still the same. And let's not forget about Venezuela. Their nominal GDP is going through the roof. Their stock market, all-time highs. Housing market, all-time highs. But they're going through a massive economic depression because of hyperinflation, which means they don't have access to a lot of stuff. Let me use these two circles.
All right, and that was the clip that I really just wanted to bring up and highlight, because although many of these industries in the time that we are in right now are, like how he's saying, going to all-time highs, you know what I'm saying? Stock market for in 2020 to about 2021, early 2022 was skyrocketing. You know what I'm saying? It was going up. Housing market right now is up. But at the end of the day, what is all of this if you can't use what you have to acquire things, stuff that we need, food, water, and shelter, eat good health. You know what I'm saying? What is all of this stuff if you can't use it to get what you need for human necessities? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I don't want people to have fly over their heads. Like at the end of the day, you need to be holding things that you can be self-sustainable with, water, things like that. So I feel like that is very overlooked in the times that we are living in right now, where people want a lot of things, especially with people like me and around our age, me and financial conspirators age, where a lot of people right now are buying a lot of stuff, like a lot of, or buying stuff, but meaningless stuff, stuff that you don't necessarily need. You just want to spend
materialistic stuff.
Materialistic things, exactly. Having this materialistic outlook on life, like, oh, I have this, so I'm better than, I got this on, so I'm better than you. And that can
liability.
Exactly. People buying liabilities instead of tangibles, assets that you really, really need. And even with these money markets, stocks and crypto and things like that, yeah, these are great technologies in businesses to hold. But if it gets to a point to where people are really down bad and hungry, people can't eat a stock. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat a
Mm.
coin. You know, you
Oh
can't
my
do that.
goodness.
So yeah, that's my take. Also, so I have many different outlooks on investing and macro futures and things like that. And it's like playing into the part of the U.S. doesn't really import a whole lot. We don't produce, or we import more than we really produce. So we're dependent on other countries to provide for the citizens what we need. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something to just keep in mind.
And that is by design. I don't think people realize that America has 47% of the entire world's oil deposits. And we go around in countries like Venezuela trying to get their oil. We try to go to Iraq to get their oil, or Afghanistan, wherever we go. We have 47% of the world's oil reserves here. Biden just shut down some of the oil reserves, shut down fracking. I mean, this is by design. The system's not failing. It's working exactly how it's supposed to work. And that's why you
Yeah,
have to look out for yourself, self sovereignty. There is no the stimulus might save you for 2 weeks, but where's the stimulus now? Like the government is not gonna ever save you. You have to save yourself.
exactly, exactly. And staying in that same mindset is what people, what the governments, or what 2020 also did for people, was it lulled people to sleep into a state where, although a lot of things were exposed, a lot of truth about things were exposed, people were still sitting at home getting money sent to them for free. So that puts people in a state of reliance on somebody else. So
Complacency. Hmm.
now you're in a country that relies on other people to produce for them, and then they're making you reliant and dependent on them for money. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a loop within a loop, because I believe only 1% of employees, or the people who work as farmers, there's only 1% of farmers in America, and that's about 2 million farmers in America. And they're getting price
Mm.
gouged a lot by taxes and things of that nature. Um, which I also have right here. If I can read over just a little bit. Biden's tax increases, farmers, ranchers take unfair hit in American families plan. Um, Let me scroll down. It was a couple ones. Oh, all right, yeah, yeah. Okay, so it says these changes will impose a massive tax burden on farmers and ranchers. Uh, or wait, no, I gotta read the one to give up top to give more context. It says agricultural farmland values have increased by an average of more than 360%, or nearly 2,500 per acre since 1990. That means farmers and ranchers likely would face steep capital gains taxes upon the sale of inherited asset of upon inherited assets like the land, if the step up in basis is eliminated. Depending on the appreciation of the farmland, the size of the farm, and the income of the heir, conservative estimates suggest these new proposed taxes could be in thousands of dollars per acre and would take years to pay off. So now they're putting a burden on farmers and ranchers, and one that will likely result in further consolidation in the agricultural sector, as only the wealthiest of Americans would be able to afford to own pieces of America's heartland, Fertile Valley says. And I'm going to double back and say something about that as well. The average farmer is nearly 60 years old, and more than a third of all farmers are over the retirement age. Given the aging family farmer, it's estimated that over 370 million acres will likely trade hands over the next 15 years, and that's more than 40% of American farmland. So, as you can see, we got a problem here with the farming industry and food um, access. We're not even going to be able to produce food because we have older farmers. We got younger people not wanting to become farmers, and also some of the richest people in the world are buying all of the farmland. And like I said, that farmland will switch and change hands. So who is it this farmland changing hands to? And we know Bill Gates owns 260,000 acres of land in America, along with many other billionaires. So do you think these people really have the best interest for you and yourself to put food on the table? You know what I'm saying? So,
And
hey,
you mentioned Bill Gates, man. I got to bring it up. Not only does Bill Gates own all this farmland, okay, the man is investing in synthetic meat. He is one of the largest investors in synthetic meat. Why is he buying all this farmland if he just is going to have us eating fake meat? It's almost like he's buying up the farm to jack up prices so that he can control what meat supply gets out. He
mhm.
this is not a conspiracy theory. This is a business plan. Like, think about it. If you can now create an alternative to meat, you create a problem to sell the solution. There's no meat in the stores, you sell synthetic meat. You create a meat shortage and invest in the synthetic meat company. It's that simple, people. You have to follow the money breadcrumbs.
As well as Monsanto. We want to get into Monsanto and their the role that they play in um, damaging crops using different chemicals and things like that, cancer causing chemicals in crops and farmlands and things like that. I believe there's a
Mm.
connection with so and Gates there somewhere, but I want to have my information correct.
Oh
But
yeah.
Monsanto, you all got to think these are some wicked people with some ideas that you may never even think of. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said you can't even fathom the depth of the mind of Satan and what he is willing to do or capable of doing just from his thinking, how he thinks. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't become complacent and reliant on people who want to serve you death. We're in some dangerous times,
Man.
man. We in some dangerous times. So um yeah, that was honestly all of my takes. I really got to get the clip from the other clip that we had that we streamed from earlier. This
Oh,
great
for sure.
macroeconomics. So also, do you want to do the technical analysis as well?
I think my screen's gonna be too laggy. I might have to like get you on another time with that because my screen is being real junky right now. I might
Okay,
have
okay,
to.
for sure.
Let me see
Um, Make sure
real
y'all
quick.
subscribe to Financial
It's loading up.
Conspirator on YouTube. He does a lot of technical analysis and breaking down what is going to happen in the market from a technical chart standpoint. Honestly, I feel like my style is a little different. I'm like, hey, I'm young, more long term. I should be learning how to trade like my guy here, swing trading like him. But yeah, make sure y'all follow him on YouTube. He has a lot of great. Subscribe to him.
Hey,
So
appreciate it, man. The market's always gonna be there. You can always learn it. Appreciate
yeah,
it, bro. I
yeah.
love this. Was awesome. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, for sure, man. This great talks. You know what I'm saying? Great young men in this macroeconomic space, in the economic space in general. So yeah, make sure y'all click the link in my bio. I'll have all of my social links and all of the links of where how you can contact me, what I have going on, and things like that. So yeah, that was the episode there, and I'll catch y'all at another time. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all.